starting point with fun lessons, catchy songs, and guaranteed results. One grade level jump or your money back. Right now, get free access to Hooked on Math and Spelling apps, plus your first month for just $1. Visit hookedonphonics.com today and unleash your child's reading potential.
Here's your AccuWeather forecast. Sun and clouds, a pleasant day. High today 66. Partly cloudy shower tonight, low 43. It'll be increasingly windy tomorrow. Limited sunshine. Gusty winds, dry weather resulting in a bit of a high fire threat tomorrow. The high 71. Partly cloudy for tomorrow night, low 36. Partly sunny for Sunday, the high 56. And then sunny Monday, the high 58. Get your weather news when and how you want from AccuWeather.com. With your AccuWeather forecast, I'm Steve Williams.
Sunset tonight, Bismarck at 7:02. Sunrise tomorrow, 7:57. Tomorrow, sunset at exactly 7 o'clock. High of 88 or 89 yesterday, and the record was 91, so we didn't quite make that. Low of 42, normally 60 and 35. 7 inches of snow on this date in 2019. Must have successfully blocked that out of my memory. I don't remember it, but I'm not denying it. A lot was going on then. It's kind of busy. Easterly sky going in, north wind around 10 early on. It'll become a light wind, then become east around 10 in the afternoon. Lower 60s with some sunshine. Northern Lake Oahe, east wind 10 to 15. Clearing sky, mid 60s. Devil's Lake, northeast wind 10 to 20. Clear and 55 to 65. Bismarck at the moment, calm wind, pressure rising 30.28. Relative humidity 82%, 2.37, clear 42, 812. KFYR Radio, your news and weather authority.
I am the god of KFYR, Todd Mitchell.
Another $1,000, the inflation vacation, your keyword coming up after Fox News after 9. And every hour through 5 o'clock tonight, once again, get the keyword, go to KFYR.com. Look for the $1,000 box, and if you don't see it, click on contest and it'll show up for you. Enter the keyword there, and then at the end of the hour, if your phone rings, might be our cash center. Make sure you take the call. Wouldn't want you to miss out. Dakota Mornings with Michael Bell after 9. Clay and Buck after 11. The KFYR Cafe, Daryl Lee's Fabulous Friday after 3. Friday night under the lights tonight. St. Mary's hosts Jamestown. Dan Turner's Rory Hintz, Rick Hintz. How many people do we have in the press box nowadays? Good grief. Anyway, I'll have it for you. 6:45 pregame tonight here in KFYR 550. Guns and the 701 next.
It's a new talk show just for the Dakotas. Dakota Mornings with Michael Bell. Weekdays from 9 till 11 on KFYR 550, 99.7, and iHeartRadio.
Weather.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 original stations waiting for you to explore right now, like Coffee Shop Radio.
It's true, my bad habits lead to you.
Acoustic rock and the greatest singer-songwriters of the 90s to now.
All night, come on, dance with me. I'm levitating.
And Coffee Shop Radio goes commercial-free every weekend.
That was when I ruled the world.
Open the free iHeartRadio app, search Coffee Shop Radio, and listen now.
iHeartRadio.
Free never sounded so good.
All right, so there we were, cruising through the new open-air zoo, when I realized that the park was closing in like 15 minutes. Luckily, we were in my Nissan Rogue. With its powerful VC turbo engine, well, we had time to see all the animals. Whoa! And outrun a few!
Drive the Nissan Rogue.
Attention parents! Watch your child go from ABCs to confident readers in just 30 days with Hooked on Phonics. It only takes 15 minutes a day to unlock the most important life skill for their future, reading. We transform kids no matter their starting point with fun lessons, catchy songs, and guaranteed results. One grade level jump or your money back. Right now, get free access to Hooked on Math and Spelling apps, plus your first month for just $1. Visit hookedonphonics.com today and unleash your child's reading potential.
You scaled the sheer cliff face, battling frostbite, running low on oxygen. The wind pierced your skin, and every inch was agony. You reached heights no other human had before, while getting nowhere at airport security. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover best-selling action titles on Audible.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
From battery issues to flat tires to keys locked in your car, AAA's affordable roadside assistance is there for you 24/7, 365. Join now at AAA.com/member. Roadside assistance is provided by independent facilities contracted by AAA. Coverage in taxis, limousines, and other ride-sharing conveyances is excluded. Offers, terms, conditions, and policies are subject to change without notice. Visit AAA.com/member for details. Savings partners subject to change.
Biden may have dropped out of the race, but he's not done just yet. Will he jam through his hidden tax trap at the last second where he could raid your retirement funds, supercharge your income taxes, increase your utility and gas prices, or inflate the cost of things you need to live? Make no mistake, Biden's going to try and leave Trump with a shattered economy. This is Mike Lindell, and I'm telling you, if you wait and see, you may as well wave your retirement savings goodbye. The good news is you can get prepared, but you better hurry. Reach out to Goldco today to learn how precious metals could help you protect yourself and your family. They're offering you a free 2024 gold and silver kit, plus up to a 10% instant matching bonus silver on qualified accounts. All you have to do is call 855-GOLD-IRA. Your retirement funds, income taxes, gas prices could all be affected. Call 855-GOLD-IRA. That's 855-GOLD-IRA.
Paid for by Goldco.
Did you know every 3 seconds someone is a victim of identity theft? LifeLock wants to give you helpful tips to protect your identity this Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Adding multi-factor authentication, like a text with a security code, is one way to boost your security. But for comprehensive protection, trust LifeLock. LifeLock alerts you to suspicious uses of your personal info and steps in to resolve issues that arise, guaranteed or your money back. Protect yourself with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use promo code NEWS. Terms apply.
818 at KFYR Guns and the 701. Hi, Clay. How are you?
Good. How we doing, Todd?
Doing just fine. You all ready for the weekend there? Get some pheasant going and stuff?
Yeah, we're going to head up with Jamie, and we're heading up to his dad's place. And yeah, going to have a great time. I haven't hunted pheasants like we're planning this weekend in a long time because I haven't had any down here.
No,
yeah,
you got to be.
Invited me up there.
Got to be extra careful. You know, the fire thing. It's
Yeah.
No s'mores this weekend.
No s'mores, and if you're out hunting, everybody. I know archery seasons are open for deer and antelope. If you're down there on the reservation, and I think rifle season's even open. But please don't even drive on the 2 lanes. I made a point not to do it even on my own place. It's like a tinderbox. It truly is. There's been several fires in this area. Of course, we know what's happening up around Watford. It is very dangerous out there to be driving anything. So,
yes, find a friend with an EV that you've been teasing all this time and say, "Hey, let's take your thing out and just show me how well it does." Because they don't have a catalytic converter on the bottom. It's going to catch on fire with the grass underneath, the dry whatever underneath it.
Yeah, no catalytic converters to start fires.
Catalytic, not Cadillac.
Catalytic.
Cadillac converter. If only you're that easy. Converter. Let me just take my old Chevette and voila, it's now a Cadillac. It's a Cadillac converter.
I know. Perfect. It's just like when people said, "Hey, I own a Vet now." They didn't tell you it was a Chevette.
Right. The Chevette. There's that one with the what's the cat and then the blonde chick, and the blonde chick said, "You had a vet," and they got to a Chevette.
Yeah. Chevette.
My dad test drove one of those when I was a kid. I remember riding in the back seat going, "Oh my God, please don't buy this. Please don't buy this. Please don't buy this." There was no room back there. Plus, I was kind of a big kid.
Got you point A to point B, but definitely wasn't in style.
Although I think everybody ought to be forced to drive something like that for a little while, so you do appreciate a finer vehicle, such as a Schwann, a Cadillac, or Buick, or GMC later in life.
Nice plug.
Yeah, I seamlessly work the client in there without having to change the subject. Isn't that great?
If you own a Chevette, you can always take it down to LAUER Auto Repair in 309 South Washington, and they'll get you hooked up down there. How'd you like that one?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, no offense, but I'm not sure that Schwann wants a Chevette on their lot. They probably just go ahead and say, "You know what? You guys take that one. That's fine." Jamie says, "I have a gas fire pit at the ranch, no sparks." Yeah, but careful with the flames. That's just it. Hey, gun control advocate heading towards epic defeat in Montana.
Yes.
Is Montana become like California North now, or what's going on over there?
Well, parts of it have. You get up there in that Missoula or Kalispell area, it's not nice. And it's full of Coloradans that came from California.
It's transplants, just like the TV show Yellowstone. You know, you don't want to think that everything on TV is real or whatever, but that part of it they kind of nail, don't they?
They do, and they've had some Democrats in the Senate. They've had them as governors. I mean, it's been a purplish state, but it looks like it's probably heading red after everything, and that's what I think is funny. So Ryan Boosie, I think that's how you I don't even know how to pronounce the guy's name. I think it's Boosie, but this guy, he used to work for Kimber Firearms. If everyone knows what Kimber was, and he was an executive there, and he just went off the rails. He quit and he left. Who knows? Probably had left-leaning things on his mind then, and ditched the entire gun industry, and then started becoming an advisor to the Giffords campaign on gun confiscations, what me and Jamie like to call it, and then become a paid expert in all these cases that were out there defending states that were putting in crazy gun laws like red flag laws and things that just completely violate your Second Amendment rights. Well, I don't know why he thought he could move to Montana and take on the Republican there, but he thought he'd give it a whirl, and he's now 22 points behind the incumbent governor, who is a Republican and is pro-gun. And Montana is not the place to go and run as an anti-gun advocate. It just isn't. I mean, hunting and that and the
well, it's becoming more of one, given the amount of people on the left that are moving there, though. That's the problem. We need a John Dutton over there to take people to the train station, but
probably. Yeah. It's like I always
Did I
said,
say that out loud? Wow.
I've always said, if you want to move out in this area, North, South Dakota, Wyoming, the Midwest in general, we should have a fence there. You got to fill out a form for application to come. And those of us who are patriots, we'll decide whether you get to come.
I wonder how many tourists are looking for the train station from Yellowstone as they drive around.
Oh, my God.
Where is this place? And
same ones that are petting buffalo.
Probably. Or what's the I had the meme the other day with the it's going to take me too long to go through my crap. I post too much stuff. I know I should cut down on that. Just like a bazillion other things in my life, but there was something with a skunk in there, and don't pet the stinky cat or something like that.
Oh my
I'm like, yeah, probably don't want to do that. Yeah. But then the next thing I find is somebody that rescues a skunk, and then the skunk has babies, and you got like 7 or 8 skunks running around. How would you like that? 7 or 8 skunks running around inside your house. That wouldn't make you feel kind of weird, would it?
Yeah, it'd be horrible. It's not enough when dogs get sprayed. Oh,
yeah. Well, I mean, they didn't seem to be spraying. They actually seemed to be very nice, but I just don't. Waking up to that, it's like, oh no, what the? Clay's here, guns to the 701 on KFYR. Yeah, no kidding. 825 at KFYR. Clay Guns with the 701. Recent grizzly bear attacks, rather. I started to say A, but there's more than one. Should alarm anti-gun Washington. What are we supposed to do? Throw a rock?
Well, use the original assault weapon, right?
Right, exactly.
They want to reintroduce the grizzly bears out in Washington State, which, come on. Grizzlies they've been around, they've left, they've been killed. Yes, they've been eradicated. There's still bears around. But reintroducing them in is going to be just as disastrous as bringing the wolves in. And as you can see, we've had a rash of grizzly bear attacks, even black bear attacks, in Idaho and Montana, and some have been serious, some have not, but they're getting more. They're occurring more often. That's the biggest thing.
Please, nobody text me all bears matter, okay? Don't text me that.
Yeah.
That's terrible. Good grief. Anyway.
It's been, hikers, hunters, they're seeing them. We had some bow hunters that had to defend themselves. But where they want to introduce these over there in Washington is on the boundaries. It's the reintroduction zone of the North Cascades National Park. Then, of course, you've got the surrounding lands, which are part of the national forest. So it's not just going to be in that park. And I don't know, but I even bet, even though I know you don't hunt a lot, I bet you can put two and two together that predators don't just stay where they're put, do they?
No, but having lived in Tacoma, Washington for a little while, I can think of some parts of that town that wouldn't be the end of the world if you threw a few bears in there and just let them do their thing. But
horrible idea.
Did I say that
the
out
people
loud?
around there, just right out loud. The people out there didn't want it. I mean, they made their public statements when I was looking into this, and of course the government ignored it. And the Harris administration, they're going to move forward with this.
Makes you wonder why the Harris administration?
Well, that's what it is. We know it is.
Dude.
It's just not official yet, right?
Technically, I know. Well, then why don't we call it the Obama administration term 3?
That's probably.
If you're trying to be accurate here, then let's be accurate.
Absolutely.
Oh, my God. Can't take you anywhere, Clay. Guns of the 701. We got more coming up on
KFYR 550.
Friday edition of Clay and Buck will take you into the weekend as we get ready for, believe it or not, 3 weeks until the election. And many of you next week are going to be able to vote. We want you out early. Plus, Buck.
Take a look at what the Kamala campaign is planning for these last few weeks. How can they try to turn things around? Shift the momentum. What have they got up their sleeve? We'll discuss on Clay and Buck.
This morning at 11 on KFYR.
Your KFYR farm field forecast is brought to you by Northwest Tire, General Equipment and Supplies, Poland Steel of Jamestown, and Dakota Legacy Initiative.
Good morning. Here is your AccuWeather farm field forecast. Sun and clouds, a cooler day today, high 67. Winds will be from the north-northwest. Wind speeds at 12 miles per hour. Humidity at 62%, dew point 47. Soil temperature at 63 degrees. Sunrise 7:56 a.m., sunset 7:02 p.m. That's your farm field forecast. I'm Steve Williams for AccuWeather.
Right now, it's 42.
It's Mitchell in the morning, KFYR 550.
How big will this year's corn crop truly get? We'll cover those numbers and some of the holes in the crops next on the Dakota Farm and Ranch Report.
Whether you're in the market to buy or sell, count on Steffes Group for all your equipment needs this harvest season. Thinking about retirement or career change? Steffes Group can support your next steps with reliable auction services. Visit steffesgroup.com today to see a full list of upcoming auctions in your area or nationwide, or to contact your location representative. That's STEFFESGROUP.com.
KFYR.
With the Dakota Farm and Ranch Report, I'm Scott Bachmeyer. Well, there's no doubt that this year's corn crop will be big. Will it be as big as the USDA's prediction of 15.147 billion bushels? Stephen Nicholson, global sector strategist for grain and oilseeds with Rabobank, says he's been watching information from a couple of specific corn growing regions.
There's no doubt that this is a 180 plus crop. There's just, you look around the country, drive the countryside for sure. I think the one thing I am going to be watching USDA down the road is what they deal with northern Iowa and southern Minnesota. North of Highway 20, south of I-90, there's a lot of holes in that cornfield, and the farmers will tell you it was a difficult spring. So I would think that the yields potentially could come down a little bit from USDA's August yields.
But is there enough demand to eventually move the corn price a bit higher?
I think yes. I'm going to say that the low prices are going to feel on demand. The challenge, of course, is not necessarily demand in the world, but the relationship with China. And that's really where the problem is. And the other issue, of course, is ethanol. Is there growth in ethanol? Likely not. Is it going to go away? No, but it's still going to be there. So I think we have to worry about demand for corn, and I will say long-term for sure.
Nicholson added that ethanol qualifying as a feedstock for sustainable aviation fuel would definitely help. With the Dakota Farm and Ranch Report, I'm Scott Bachmeyer.
KFYR, your ag authority.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 original stations waiting for you to explore right now, like Coffee Shop Radio,
It's true, my bad habits lead to you.
acoustic rock, and the greatest singer-songwriters of the 90s to now.
All night, come on, dance with me. I'm levitating.
And Coffee Shop Radio goes commercial-free every weekend.
That was when I ruled the world.
Open the free iHeartRadio app, search Coffee Shop Radio, and listen now.
iHeartRadio.
Free never sounded so good.
You've got a Pepto predicament, moviegoer.
Hey, I can hear your stomach grumbling.
Sorry, I ate that entire tub of popcorn with extra butter.
You overdid it, and now your movie has turned into a blockbuster bellyache. Undo it with Pepto.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Pepto chewables provide fast 5-symptom relief, so you can focus on the action on the big screen instead of in your stomach. When you overdo it, undo it with Pepto. Use as directed to keep out of reach of children.
In today's Marketers Report, Erica Taylor, Chief Marketing Officer of Genentech, weighs in on audio's ability to reach any audience.
Everyone is listening somewhere, somehow. So it's a great way to take something very precise in what we're trying to do to reach patients with something that I think we can all agree is somewhat broad in reaching many, many different audiences.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Hey there, it's Michael Lewis, author of Going Infinite, The Big Short, Moneyball, and Liar's Poker. On the latest season of my podcast, Against the Rules, I'm exploring what it means to be a sports fan in America and what the rise of sports betting is doing to our teams, our states, and ourselves. I'm heading to Las Vegas and New Jersey and beyond to understand America's newest form of legalized gambling. Listen to Against the Rules on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app, search Against the Rules, and start listening.
Hey friends, I'm Jessica Capshaw.
And this is Camilla Luddington.
And we have a new podcast, Call It What It Is. You may know us from Graceland Memorial, but did you know that we are actually besties in real life?
And as all besties do, we navigate the highs and lows of life together. And now here we are, opening up the friendship circle to you.
Listen to Call It What It Is on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Call It What It Is and start listening.
Ugh, I've been feeling so sluggish. I'm just kind of blah. Been there. That's why I take Align yogurt-coated probiotic fruit bites. But I suppose they taste blah. Actually, they taste delicious. It's an apple blueberry flavored center covered in a yogurt coating and is infused with probiotics to help support a healthy gut. They come 5 in a pouch. I just toss one in my bag and go. Toss one in my bag? Ha, get your own.
New Align yogurt-coated probiotic fruit bites from the makers of the #1 doctor-recommended probiotic brand. Find them in the digestive care aisle.
Green space turned brown. Dan the Tree Man answers your questions every Saturday morning on KFYR, 550, 99.7 FM, and iHeartRadio.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. There's a lot of cleanup to do as people forced from their homes by Hurricane Milton Wednesday are able to go back. Florida Division of Emergency Management Director Kevin Guthrie on Fox.
We had over 100,000 people, or right at 100,000 people sheltered yesterday. The number I just got as we came online was about 13,000 were sheltered overnight. So that means that roughly 85,000 people are already heading back to their homes.
At least 17 deaths are confirmed. Hundreds have been rescued. 12 people are rescued from an old gold mine, now tourist attraction. After 6 hours in Colorado, there'd been an elevator malfunction with a different group on board. One person was killed.
Once they were able to identify that there were no other issues that could cause a problem with the equipment, they were able to lower it back down without anyone in it and then bring it back up to make sure that it was going to run correctly.
Teller County, Colorado Sheriff Jason Mikesell. America's listening to Fox News.
And now from North Dakota's News Authority, Todd Mitchell, KFYR Radio News.
A cooling trend through the weekend will bring temps much closer to what you'd normally see in mid-October. Daytime highs 50s and 60s. 60s more widespread today and tomorrow. 50s more on Sunday and Monday. Overnight temps much cooler. Much of the region looking at a potential hard freeze early next week. For Bismarck, AccuWeather calling for a cooler day. Mix of sun and clouds, 66. Partly cloudy, maybe a shower tonight, 43. Clouds limiting sun tomorrow. Increasingly windy. Fire threat will be highs, 71. Partly to mostly sunny to start next week. 56 Sunday, 58 Monday, 66 on Tuesday. State Fire Marshals releases preliminary findings on the North Dakota wildfires. Fire Marshal Doug Nelson released a statement last night saying early indications suggest no evidence of intentionally set fires. The statement said an official cause of origin report will be available when the investigation is complete. That typically takes a month or two. Two organizations teaming up to support cattle ranchers who suffered losses in the state's wildfires. North Dakota Stockmen's Association and the North Dakota Stockmen's Foundation announced they started an Out of the Ashes Wildlife Disaster Relief Program. They started the relief fund with a $50,000 contribution. Those interested in making a donation can do so at nd.stockman.org. A suspect accused of murdering an Air National Guardsman in Minot pleading not guilty. Daniel Brio of Surrey made that plea yesterday to 4 charges, including murder, waived his right to a preliminary hearing. Brio is accused of fatally shooting 41-year-old Nicholas Van Pelt at a Minot apartment complex last Christmas Eve. Details about the shooting have not been made public, though investigators say Brio and the victims knew each other. A district court judge denying the state's request to keep an abortion ban in place until the state Supreme Court issues its ruling. In his order, District Court Judge Bruce Romanek wrote that it would be nonsensical for this court to keep a law it is found to be unconstitutional in effect pending appeal. North Dakota State Legislature enacted the ban in 2023, making abortion illegal in all cases except rape or incest, or if the mother has been pregnant for less than 6 weeks, or when the pregnancy poses a serious physical health threat. Last month, that judge found the state's abortion ban unconstitutionally vague. Minot State University getting set to host the Indigenous Peoples Day Intertribal Powwow Monday at the Hartnett Hall Collaboration Space, 4 till 8 p.m. The Minot State Native American Cultural Center and Club and the MSU Diversity Council hosting the event. North Dakota March for Life happening today in Bismarck. A march to the state capitol in support of life is hosted by the ND Pro-Life Committee, set to begin at between 11:30 and 11:45 at the Cathedral of the Holy Spirit. More information at marchforlife.org. And the wild horses at Theodore Roosevelt National Park will be staying where they are, but the effort to control the size of the herd will continue. Senator John Hoeven indicated he's been told the park won't remove any horses, but some mares will be given a birth control drug. The 200 horses in the herd will be rounded up this weekend to check their condition and collect genetic information. Heading toward October-like weather, your KFYR AccuWeather forecast is coming up.
Farmers, ranchers, feedlots, and dairies have stamped up.
The Great Golf Giveaway is back. KFYR 550 and Golf, etc. have his and hers Cobra Fly XL complete golf sets. I'm Todd Mitchell. I'll have your shot to get qualified at any moment between 5:30 and 9, and at 8:40, the secret word of the day will repeat during the KFYR Cafe between 3 and 5 when we do be the 10th caller, and you're in. June 28th, the golfing contest at Golf Etc. 511 Airport Road, Bismarck. The Great Golf Giveaway with Golf Etc. and the legendary voice of the Northern Plains, KFYR 550, 99.7, and iHeartRadio.
Gain presents a tale of longing and long-lasting scent. Dear love of my life, we were on the 12B bus when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. I didn't know if you were the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Add Gain scent beads for an even longer-lasting scent.
Looking to get more customers for your business? Then you should be looking in podcasts. That's just about what everyone is listening to. In fact, 135 million people listen every month, with nearly half of adults 25 to 54 listening daily. And those adults who have more to spend, they're also spending more time with podcasts than social media. So talk to your next customers where they're already listening in podcasts. To get started with the #1 podcast publisher, iHeart Podcasts, visit iHeartAdvertising.com today. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
This is it. iHeartRadio wants you to see Oasis Live 25 in the city of your choice. We'll handle everything, including a special VIP experience. Just open the free iHeart app and listen to Smells Like the 90s to enter. Tickets to Oasis Live 25 at LiveNation.com.
Here's your AccuWeather forecast. Sun and clouds, a pleasant day. High today 66. Partly cloudy, shower tonight, low 43. It'll be increasingly windy tomorrow. Limited sunshine. Gusty winds, dry weather resulting in a bit of a high fire threat tomorrow. The high 71. Partly cloudy for tomorrow night, low 36. Partly sunny for Sunday, the high 56. And then sunny Monday, the high 58. Get your weather news when and how you want from AccuWeather.com. With your AccuWeather forecast, I'm Steve Williams.
8:39, it is 42. Guns in the 701, more coming up next. The Great Golf Giveaway is back. KFYR 550 and Golf, etc. Have his and hers Cobra Fly XL complete golf sets. I'm Todd Mitchell. I'll have your shot to get qualified at any moment between 5:30 and 9. And at 8:40, the secret word of the day will repeat during the KFYR Cafe between 3 and 5. When we do be the 10th caller, and you're in. June 28th, the golfing contest at Golf Etc. 511 Airport Road, Bismarck. The Great Golf Giveaway with Golf Etc. and the legendary voice of the Northern Plains, KFYR 550, 99.7, and iHeartRadio.
At the UPS Store, we know being a small business owner means holiday time is still go time. Still get those orders shipped time. And still re-up on stamps and supplies time. That's why this upcoming holiday, while others close up shop, we'll be open. And happy to help you keep being unstoppable. Come into your local store today. Most locations are independently owned. Product, services, pricing, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS Store. Be unstoppable.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. With Downy Unstoppables, you just toss, wash, wow, for all-day freshness.
This is it. iHeartRadio wants you to see Oasis Live 25 in the city of your choice. We'll handle everything, including a special VIP experience. Just open the free iHeart app and listen to Smells Like the 90s to enter. Tickets to Oasis Live 25 at LiveNation.com.
8:43, KFYR Guns in the 701. Clay and I proving off the air that we should have a subscription channel for the conversations off the air.
Probably should. We really should.
So I could get fired from my on-air conversations. But anyway, justified self-defense in a Tallahassee hemp store shooting during an attempted robbery. Well, I mean, you should be able to defend the Second Amendment. Isn't that kind of what it's all about, defending yourself?
Well, that is the main point of the Second Amendment. Protect ourselves from everything, whether it's a thug like this gentleman or, from other things that might come at you. And might be a bear, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, wouldn't you want to have one in your hand if suddenly there was a bear?
Yeah, I never went into the wilderness when I was hunting, Wyoming, Colorado back in those days without a sidearm. That was just like a prerequisite. Yep. Yeah. That's on my checklist.
Don't they give them to you at birth out there?
What's that?
Don't they give them to you at birth out there? Here's your diaper. Here's your gun. Get it figured out as quick as you can. Anyway.
Yep, and a pliers. You got to have a good pliers. Anyway. Oh man. Here we are in Florida. Florida, of course, has been in the news with everything going on down there with the hurricanes and you know what? I'm glad we were able to have a good friend of mine on Wednesday night while the hurricane was going on, and they're safe. Everything, they were okay. Of course, it was Cat 3, so there's damage, but it was not the hurricane of the century like they were talking. So
yeah, I mean, because the thing with the Orlando meteorologist on Fox down there that was just talking about like fourth worst ever on Earth, and.
Yeah,
like you say, they got it weakened, before it hit, but still.
Still, yeah.
There are plenty of people that have plenty of floods going on. So there are plenty of people going, yeah, nothing happened? Come on. Look at my backyard.
I would tell you that, like my buddy who lives down, that's where we go hog hunting. He flat out tells me, he goes, you know how they present blizzards down in their area up for here? He says, you'd think you all are going to die up there. He's kind of the same thing here. He goes, when you guys hear your news up there and they talk about it, he goes, it's kind of the same thing. It's sensationalized, and they should just take it one step at a time, because hurricanes, they can build and then go away, or they can be small and get big. I mean, it has happened. But he says when they do that, he says they make it worse because people panic. And there's probably a lot of truth to
We get
that.
the same thing with snowstorms. Oh, we're going to have,
Absolutely.
12 to 20 inches of snow, and you get like 2. And at some point, it gets pretty Pavlovian. Everybody just like, I'm not going to react because every time you guys do this crap,
Nope.
You just don't believe them after a while.
Where I live, I just make sure I got everything full, the livestock's taken care of, the generator's hooked up, and the tractor's ready. I don't care what happens.
Bring it.
Running, we're good.
Well, I mean, that is, if you live in the Dakotas in the wintertime, you should be ready anyway, even if it's a winter where we don't get a darn thing. Still ought to be ready for it, but whatever.
Oh, absolutely. So, well, let's get back to Florida again. And so what I thought was interesting about this one is a couple guys tried to rob a hemp store down there. Now, I don't know about you.
Were they stoners? Are they going to vote for Measure 4?
I laugh at this. I think that's Measure 5 you're talking about.
Or 5. 5, sorry.
And
I couldn't see through the green haze what number's on the thing.
That big smoke cloud. Yeah,
anyway.
It was 2 guys that tried to do it. So they walk in there, they attempt to rob this guy at the Florida Hemp Distribution Center, I guess. That's all it said about it. And, well, that didn't go so good. To me, whether it's illegal or illegal, I'm not going to try and rob a drug dealer. I was
going to say, something tells me they're ready to defend themselves, aren't they?
Yeah, they might be.
If anybody's ready, it's them.
And Florida has some great stand your ground laws. So not the ideal state to do it in either, because pretty sure you're going to get a little, what we call a thug plug now. And that's exactly what happened.
Thug plug? Okay.
Yep.
Got the lingo already. Yeah, just robbing a drug dealer. You better be a better drug dealer if you're doing that. Or don't become one in the first place, but...
Right. Well, they had a store owner. It's Alex Petrick. He says, 2 men entered the shop. They approached a lone employee they had on duty. He says the situation escalated. So the employee drew his firearm, issued multiple verbal warnings, and told them to leave. They did not respond well, and he kept telling them, leave, don't make me do this. Well, that didn't matter. One suspect did flee, I guess, when the gun was shown, but the one continued going after this employee until he got up against the wall, and then when the suspect lunged at him, the employee fired his gun, self-defense, fatally wounding the assailant, so killed him right there on the spot. And good riddance to him. He's just, you're going to rob someone and threaten their life, that's probably the fate you're going to incur.
Well, that's just it. You don't want to get, best. Yeah. What's the old Miyagi line? Best line of defense, don't be there.
Don't be. That's right.
Remember that? I mean, that's the truth. See the crap that sits in my head? It's pretty useless till we get a conversation like this, and all of a sudden it pays off.
Yeah. And the nice thing is after I found this story, I did go to check it out. Looks like as of still right now, they're still investigating it, but no charges are going to be filed against this employee, as rightfully so, because it's being deemed a self-defense shooting. And like I said, it kind of brings us to the armed citizen happy ending of the week. The guy defended himself, exercising his God-given right of the Second Amendment, and pulled somebody off the street that's probably got a rap sheet the way it looked when I was looking this up. They finally released the names, and the guy's not exactly a stellar part of the community.
Imagine that.
In trouble with law. Imagine that. So, yeah. So my advice is don't rob your drug dealer. Plain and simple.
I feel like we shouldn't have to have this conversation, you know? It's like, who's the idiot that actually does this? But there is one. There's always, it's the same people, like you say, it's the same people that are petting the buffalo out there.
That's right.
You know, and guess what? They roam among us, and we just have to find a way to deal with them somehow.
Yeah.
And so then it becomes the inner struggle of, do you let him pet the buffalo so nature kind of takes care of the problem?
It kind of does.
or do you do the quote unquote right thing of maybe you shouldn't pet the buffalo? I mean,
have your pants. Right.
It depends on the person, I suppose. 850 at KFYR's Clay Guns of the 701. Craig Campbell is NRA country.
Yeah, I actually never heard of this guy because I don't listen to a lot of new country coming out anymore. But hey, he joined up with NRA Country. I guess he's got a pretty cool album out, you call it. I don't know if you call him that anymore. But the Class of '89 just does a lot of great old songs that we listened to growing up, and as far as country music goes. But he's an avid outdoor guy. He goes out. He does like to hunt. He likes to fish, ride his side-by-sides. I mean, he loves being out in the outdoors. And when the NRA approached him and brought him on board as one of their NRA country artists, and now he's out there stumping for the Second Amendment, and he has a new single called Stick to Your Guns. I did listen to it a little bit. It's not exactly my kind of country, but the words are great, and you can tell the guy's pretty passionate about standing up for rights. And the reason I brought this up is we always hear about the bad celebrities that are fighting against us every day, but more and more of them are out there now finally saying, I have to take a stand. I mean, you had Kid Rock. He's definitely a Trump guy. You've got, I can't think of Chad Prather. He's kind of, he's been great about making kind of satire songs, but now he teamed up with John Rich, and they've got one out there talking about our freedom and where the country's been going. You have these stars. Well, look at, I'd call Elon Musk a celebrity. He stepped up, and he stepped up with his wallet, and he's out there because everybody understands what's on the line. So that's my stuff.
Anybody that sends themselves to the moon is a celebrity, I think, in my book, It's like, no, he's there. I mean, he may not be in a movie or whatever, but he's there. Let's just
he's there. Everybody knows his name.
What it is. By the way, text of the day before we go. All bears matter, LOL. Love you guys. There you go. Call back to what we were saying earlier. Yeah, that's why it pays to listen to the whole darn show, because then you get all the good stuff, or at least the stuff we can put on the radio. Guns of the 701 can do some stuff online that I can't do, so when do we see that stuff?
Well, that always uploads to iHeart, so best podcast out there on iHeart.com. Look for Guns of the 701. Also, a big announcement is Jamie and I are teaming up, 701 Nation and Guns of the 701, on Wednesday night, 8 o'clock Central.
We're putting the band back together.
That's right. Kelly Armstrong's going to be on with us. And,
there you go.
We're going pheasant hunting. He's a big hunter, and we're going to try and talk about that. And we never really go into the politics with Kelly, because that's not why.
I bet he wants to break from it, let alone the rest of us. But.
Absolutely. We're just guys getting around talking about hunting and shooting and guns, and it's just a great
there you
conversation.
Go.
Tune in.
That's like the guy from the pizza place doesn't go home and make a pizza, It's like, can I do something else, please?
And most mechanics, they can't drive their own cars, so they're kind of working on them.
That's true. Some of the worst cars I've ever seen have been owned by mechanics who are actually very good. But, yeah.
I've seen that, too. So, next week you're going to tune in, of course, every Friday morning here at 8:15 Central, 7:15 Mountain.
If only you could hear what we're talking about off the air, but we can sell a premium subscription to that. All right, Clay, have a great weekend.
Yep, thanks.
Guns of the 701, 854. This is around the corner from Dakota Mornings and Michael Bell. I had one just come in on text. Shirley Carlson